Welcome to the fourth tutorial for Homestyler. We're going to furnish the room now. So if you come over to the left-hand side and go to the chair icon, this is the catalog of furnishings. The furnishings are arranged by type, and you can see there's several different types. There's even people, and if you really want to, you can put an animal in there. I'll probably show you that in a minute. So say I wanted to make this a living room. I could go to the living room area, and it's divided up by, say, seating or accessories, media units, fireplaces. There's all sorts of things in here. So if I go to seating, I have a choice of the type of seating to put in. So if I go to sofa sets, and I scroll through, and there's all sorts of furniture in here, and there's a ton of furnishings. There's 10 pages of sofa sets in here. And not all of them are going to be sofa sets. You'll see that there are some things that don't really count as a sofa set, but they're in here anyway. By the way, this search tool doesn't work terribly well. If you search for something specific, you'll get all kinds of weird results. So you can try it, but I rather go through the process of finding things by type. So if I select a piece of furniture, I can place it in the room. And this is one of the things that I prefer to do in plan view because it helps me line things up better. So if I go to, let's see, I can put my furniture here. I can use this little tool to rotate my sofa. If I want to put it against this wall, it will snap to the wall. You can hold the control key down while you're moving it, and it will prevent it from jumping to the wall. So you can put it off the wall just a little bit. Oh, except I'm letting go. There we go. Finally got it. Let me move my person around here so that I can see my furnishings. Now, furnishings, even though you can change their size, most furnishings you don't want to change their size because the furnishings are made actual size and you don't want a gigantic sofa. So some things you can scale a little bit because most furniture comes in a few different sizes and there's a little bit of leeway on size, but you don't want to scale things up and down by a lot for the most part. Then I go back to my catalog and I might search for a chair to go with my sofa, maybe a blue chair for my sofa here. And again, you've got some properties. Different items are going to have different properties. So you can change the size here. There's different, some of the furniture has more properties than just the size. It just kind of depends on the item that you're putting in. So I might, and then you can copy and paste, Control C, Control V. So I might want to put two chairs in there side by side. It put one of them in backwards, so I'm going to have to use my rotate tool, and rotate it around so I can put the chairs side by side. And you can use the arrow keys to nudge things a little bit. Now I might want to find a table. So I can go back to living room, go to tables, say coffee table. And we'll try that one. It looks like about the right size for my coffee table. Might be a little bit large, actually. Now, tables are one thing that you can size a little bit more without worrying about it. Things like beds, you don't want to size at all because they do come in specific sizes. I'm not going to go crazy with the furnishings, but I did want to show you. Let me go back to the catalog. You can come down to Art and Decor. And I can find an area rug. Of course, those are dumb. But you can come, there's a million different area rugs, and some of them are actually really nice. So let me just go to, I'll just pick page 3. There might be something on page 3 I like. This is one of those things you can kind of get lost in because there's just so many items. Oh, we'll try that one. And let me go to my 3D view. Looking good so far. Now let's hang some artwork on the walls. Under art and decor, you can find art and posters, and they're divided up by photographs and paintings. I'll put that one in there. And I'm going to put it on the wall above my sofa. And you can see in the preview, it's hanging kind of high on the wall. So I'm going to, oops, I deselected it. Sorry, my bad. Sometimes those little paintings are hard to select. There you go. Now, you can change the size here. So again, paintings are something that you can probably change the size of. So I'm going to change the height of it, and I will change the width of it to better fit the sofa. And then I can drop it a little bit on the wall by changing the lift. And we'll go to my 3D view, and you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so now I've got my furnishings in. I need to add some accessories. So you can do things like, let's go back to art and decor. You can add pillows to your sofa. There's accessories, there's vases. If you go back here, you can find things like electronics if you want to put a TV in. There's plants and flowers. So maybe I put a centerpiece on my table of some kind. I might put one of these big plants in the corner. I'll have to move that a little bit more in plan view. It's probably in the wrong place. Let me find something to put on my tabletop. Maybe that. And it will go right there. Now that's a little bit tall, so I'm going to decrease the size of my plants. And let me go into plan view and just make sure things are arranged. That needs to be moved behind here into the corner. And there's my little plant that got stuck on the floor, so I'm going to move it onto my table. Okay, now one thing that you want to be careful to not forget is to add lighting. Because when we do the rendering in a minute, you'll see why. The only light that is going to be in your scene is whatever's coming in from the windows. So if you don't add lighting, your space is probably going to be too dark. So you're going to come down here to lighting, and you can put table lamps in, floor lamps in, there's some wall sconces, there's some nice chandeliers, different kinds of lighting. I might put a floor lamp in, maybe right here. And let me do ceiling lights. Let me put a ceiling light in above that. I'll try that one. And I can center it right there. When you put ceiling lights in, you'll notice up here it changes to what's called RCP, which is reflected ceiling plan. And that allows you to move the lighting around without bothering the furniture. To get back to the plan view, and that's probably a little bit big, I'm going to scale that down and move it over a little bit more. And I'll leave it right up above my table. It might still be a little bit big. I'm going to change the height. Yeah, the height's 4'4". And change the lift to make sure that it is all the way up at the ceiling. And then I'm going to go back to my plan view, which unfortunately they call plain view, which is incorrect. All right, so there's my room. It's a little sparse. Oh, and I need to move my plant up. My plant's on the floor. It's not on the tabletop, unfortunately. So I'll move it up to, I'm just guessing at the height of my table. It's probably wrong, but that's one of those things that you can fix later. All right, so I've got my room, and now once I get some more accessories in it, make it look more realistic, maybe hang something over here on this wall, maybe put a side table in. It's still a little bit sparse looking. The more accessories you have, the more realistic it's going to look. So make sure you do the artwork, make sure you do the tables. You can put books on the tables. You can put an animal in if you want. There's, you know, a cat and a dog. There's actually an elephant. Don't put the elephant in. But you want it to look like it's an actual space that someone lives in. And accessories and lighting are the key to that, to make it look like a real space. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create the rendering, which will give you the pretty picture.